Hey, how's it going, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Got a cold front here this morning. Well, the cold front, it started about yesterday. I realized that it was getting pretty cold yesterday morning. It's supposed to keep getting colder until about tomorrow evening. It's supposed to drop to about 30. And it should be warm from then on. I would think that this is going to be our last cold front. There's a guy coming in here. There's a guy that'll be over here later today. He's a young fella like me. He's about my age. He has a feedlot in New Mexico though. I have met this man. I have met this guy before. He was here a few days ago, maybe a week ago, a couple weeks ago tops. He was here. He's actually my neighbor's friend. He was over here. I was talking to him yesterday. He asked me if I was willing to sell him every single one of my animals, except for I have a couple of animals here that I'm raising for myself to process. I also got an animal. I was gonna give this animal to my neighbor right here originally, for letting me plant hay on his pasture. I was gonna give him this animal as payment. I was gonna feed this animal the processing weight, then give him this animal as payment. So I got 26 animals here. Well, that's one thing that I'm doing this morning, is that I got to really take a hard look at these animals to see what I would like to see if we can make a deal. He's got a feed yard in New Mexico, a feedlot in New Mexico, and he just happened to be in town. Again, he goes he comes to Texas. He's over here in Texas quite frequently. From what I understand, he just goes from Texas to New Mexico, Texas to New Mexico. Well, New Mexico is just well, it's a good ways west of here, but we share a border with New Mexico, so it's just one state over. Yeah, gotta figure. Well, I'm taking a good look at my cattle this morning. Yeah, I got to see. Well, I got to think about what am I going to what would I be willing to offer these cattle at. Right now, I am thinking $1.40 a pound. I got to really take a good look at these animals to see what their average weights are. This is my smallest animal. I would say she's probably about 275 or something like that. She's small. She's my smallest animal. She was a little bottle cap. I have several animals that I would think are at over 500, close to or at 500. So like this guy, I think he's gonna be a real heavy one. He's a big old steer. This is my processor calf. I got this guy over here too. He's a real good animal. Real big fella right here too. So I have this is another real big fella right here. And so yep, I do have a few animals that are small, but I also have a few animals that are immensely large. Like this one too. He's big too. This one's a real big one too. And so this one's actually he's just solid, real solid steer. This she's a big old heifer. Yep. So I do have a few smaller animals, but I also have a few real big animals too. And so I told them, I said the average weights on this herd are all over the place. I have some animals that are small. I have some animals that are real large. So, but he said he's gonna be over here later today to take a look at these animals. This is Buddy. But it's a pretty big steer right here too. He's a sizable steer. I would say he's over he's probably gonna be oh maybe he's probably over 500 pounds, close to or at or over 500 pounds. This is actually one of the calves that I'm able to measure. When I get a chance here in a little bit, I may actually just measure these cattle, measure a few of them to get an idea of what the weights are. I got them chewing on grass. Here's a small one, a little bit of a smaller animal. But all these animals are good. They're all eating. They've all been vaccinated. They're all eating solid food. They're all gaining every day. Like even this animal right here, she may be small, but look at how well she eats. She's got a big old gut on her. She's putting on size. She's obviously putting on size every day. So, I got an animal. This one's a little small too. But yeah, a lot of these animals, a lot of these animals are pretty good size, and so that's my big thing this morning. Is I'm just taking a good look at my animals, mentally preparing myself for when this man is here. He's gonna be over here with his brother, was what he was saying, and they're gonna take a look at my animals to see if they would like to take them all up to New Mexico, up into a feed yard up in New Mexico. And so it's a pretty good looking animal right here too. Big cattle here. So yeah, I actually probably have to fertilize this grass again. I've been finding that fertilizing grass, well, because I only put a little bit of fertilizer on this grass, and this grass is constantly being grazed, I need to fertilize more frequently is what I found. When I look at this, when I look at everything going on, I would estimate that it probably takes about 10 pounds of nitrogen a week to grow grass like this for cattle to eat. And so if I was going to graze property, if I was going to graze a field real hard, I would say it's going to take about 40 pounds of nitrogen a month to grow enough grass, to grow grass like this for cattle to eat. And so 40 pounds of nitrogen of urea, let's just say 1 pound of 40 pounds of nitrogen, that's going to cost about $325, $335 to put 40 pounds of nitrogen. So to put 40 pounds of nitrogen on 10 acres, it'll cost about $325. And so my whole thing was, well, I need to fertilize this field, but I'm gonna see what this guy, well, him and his brother are gonna be here later today to take a look at these animals. And if they decide to buy these animals, instead of fertilizing this soil, I'm just going to till it all under, so that this grass becomes nitrogen fertilizer, and then I'm just gonna plant my warm season crop on it. But well, I mean, there are many ways to make a deal, right? I always say when making a deal, just don't offer a way out. Like if I'm gonna make a deal, find a way to make the deal. If he would like me to put these animals on grass for a little bit longer, for 2 more weeks, to put a few more pounds on them, I can do that. Whatever it is, you know, just make it happen, right? You know, because realistically, it ain't gonna cost me but $100 to put 10 pounds of nitrogen. Not even $100. It'll cost me $75 or so to put 10 pounds of nitrogen per acre on this field again. And then, yep, that'll feed the cattle for a couple weeks, and it'll put a good weight on them. And then yep, I could send them then. Or if you like to take them now, I mean, they're all eating. I mean, these animals are all ready for. Some of them may be small, but they're all ready for a feed yard. If they went into a feed lot and got food put right in front of them, they start eating immediately. These animals, okay. So the best way for me to put it is these animals. Like if I had a skinny person and I put them in a buffet, they wouldn't get fat overnight. They wouldn't even change their eating habit overnight. They would eat as much as they could. Let's say I put a skinny person in a buffet and just put their favorite food in front of them. It would take more than 1 day for that skinny person to change their well, they may change their eating habit because they're sitting in a buffet. But they to get a skinny person to develop that routine where they start becoming heavy, where they start becoming fat, it takes a good long while. It'll take several weeks, several months. And so it's the same thing with these cattle. If I have a whole bunch of skinny cattle, it's going to take a good time. It's going to take a good bit of time to get them to become fat, to start packing on weight, where they got this big old gut on them. And so but once they got this big old gut on them, they progressively eat more. That's what I found. These cattle, they will progressively eat more. It's like every single day they eat more. I'm starting to realize that they're putting more grazing pressure on this grass. Their weight their weight, the amount of weight they're putting on a day is going up. But as these cattle get fat, as these cattle start showing signs of swelling up, they start eating more. And so but once these cattle get to that point in their life where they're eating more, they're good to go for a feed yard. Because these cattle, well, an animal, a bovine that has zero appetite ultimately ends up getting sick. So yeah, if I was gonna take don't want a whole bunch of skinny animals in a feed yard. That's just a disease problem waiting to happen. And so, but these animals have all been given their vaccinations. They got their vaccinations on December 20th. Their second shot of blackleg. Their second shot of I gave them a modified live vaccination for their second shot. I gave them a killed vaccine for their first shot for BVD, as well as BRD. They got their blackleg shot. They got their tetanus shot. They need to get dewormed, but I was gonna deworm them because this cold front will kill the biting flies. The biting flies die when the weather gets cold. So I was going to deworm these animals. I was actually going to deworm them later this week, maybe early next week at latest, because I want to keep these biting flies off of these animals. Want to keep them their guts free of parasites when they're eating grass as well. So yeah, but I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see this guy's gonna be here later today. So he's gonna be over here with his brother. I just got to think of a good estimate, think of a fair estimate on what I'm gonna charge for these cattle. I've been thinking $1.40 a pound. I think $1.40 a pound is about what would be fair for animals like this. They're a bit heavy. They're good to go. They're in good condition. They got all their shots. They're preconditioned. The moment they walk onto a feed yard, they'll start eating. These animals, they eat well. They'll eat like this all day. So there's zero doubt in my mind. They go to a feed yard, they'll start eating. And it would make me just I guess happier to see these animals all go together. Because if they all go together, they all end up in a pen together at a feed yard. It'll just be like another day, right, for them. They just, yeah. But yeah. All right, that's it for me today, YouTube. Y'all have a good one.